I am bored and sick of waiting for the Sven Botman announcement by Newcastle United. 1000 likes and I will buy and wear a Batman costume in my next video.
I am vengeance. I am the night. I am Batman. Hey guys, welcome back to another video on the channel. I wasn't lying when I said I'd buy a Batman costume if that post got 1,000 likes. I kind of wish I didn't put that post out now, but anyway though, as I said before, welcome back to another video on the channel. More Newcastle United news. Pre-season begins this week for the main team as well as the women's team. I believe there's quite a lot going on with the teams now. Less than 2 weeks time, we are actually heading down to Austria for pre-season. In fact, there's Newcastle staff members there already doing the pitch for them, so that's a really good gesture by this football club. But anyway though, if you are new to the channel, make sure to get down there, hit that subscribe button. I know it's going to be hard to take me seriously in this video, but I'm here to give you transfer news, all the Newcastle United news. Just pretend I'm not wearing a Batman costume. But anyway, as well as that, you can also get down there, smash the like button. And finally, question of the day, Moussa Diaby, would you pay over £40 million to bring him into this football club? Let me know down in the comments section. But yeah, anyway, that's about it. Without further ado, let's get into the news. First off, one of Newcastle United's transfer targets, Eriksen, today has agreed to join Manchester United. The player has chosen to join that football club, and Newcastle United, I mean, we've had communications with Eriksen himself. We tried to have direct contact, but there was never really any sort of drive to go and get him. It was more just us sitting on the back bench and waiting to see what happened. But yeah, the player has chosen to join Manchester United. It's actually a pretty good sign for them. But no problem for Newcastle. There's plenty more players out there. And our attack is the main priority. We've got to focus on the attack. Midfielders, I think we need one more just for squad depth, but it's not a concern. The attack has to be sorted out though, because if Wilson gets injured, when Wilson gets injured, it's going to cause all sorts of chaos in that attack. We need prolific goal scorers in there, especially in that right-hand side. Murphy and Almo on last season, I think they had a combined 2 goals or something. We need somebody on that right-hand side that can go alongside some Max, and I think we need 2 wingers that can really add something to the attack just to help out that striker a bit more. But yeah, that's the main priority. Good luck to Eriksen, but in a couple of years' time, don't worry, Newcastle will have that pull power. But for now, though, that's one that has slipped away from us. It's been announced today that football clubs in the Premier League and the Championship can actually license safe stand at their grounds now. I think this is quite important because I believe Newcastle United will actually do this at St James's Park now. We already seen with war flags, and to take out how important atmosphere can be in the ground and how we can actually build up atmosphere and improve the performances on the pitch as well, because the players have to feed off the crowd. Now, I fully stand by safe stand improving atmosphere in the stadium, because when people are standing up, it's more likely that they're just going to get involved with the game more, I feel like. Now, personally for me, I actually sit in the Leazes corner, and I think the atmosphere can be quite flat when the performance in the pitch isn't very good or the game itself just sucks. So I think with safe standing, especially in the Leazes section, can really help the crowd go just that little bit more and helps Newcastle become that 12th man at St James's Park, and it kicks the players on a little bit more. And in some cases, I don't know if this is going to happen or not, but in some cases it can actually improve the stadium capacity as well and get more fans in. And St James's Park has a massive problem in the future years about how to expand the stadium if it's possible, how to get more fans in. There were about 40,000 people waiting to get a season ticket, which only 1,000 people could get. So there's a massive audience that are going to be missing out on games, and Newcastle have to figure out in future years how they can improve that and get more revenue into the football club and not disappoint any fans. Quite a pleasant surprise I saw this morning is a former Newcastle United player not slagging the club off. Wow. Gone are the days of people like Michael that want to try and dig this club in for their own benefit. Jetro Williams, former Newcastle United players, came out and spoken about the Botman sign and how important this is for the football club, and the fact that he turned down AC Milan to join Newcastle just shows the growth of this football club now. I love Williams and his little short loans about the club. He really was a good football player, but that injury against Chelsea just pretty much ended his career on the spot, so that was quite sad to see. But the guy's a legend. I do love him in his time at Newcastle. Got his autograph upstairs and everything. But yeah, massive respect to him for that comment there. And I mean, what do I say? It's a Newcastle player not slagging the club off. Wow, incredible. But yeah, the fact that Botman joined this club instead of AC Milan really does show the growth and the project is real, guys. And I can't wait to see over the next couple of years how this flourishes on the pitch. The first bit of transfer news now is Newcastle are currently looking to find a replacement for Ekitike after he said no to the football club. Now, the current Chelsea player and former Southampton loanee, this man, 6 goals in 32 games. Could be the replacement Newcastle are looking for. Now, I will refer back to Keith Downey's interview on my channel again, because he stated that he believes that Newcastle will make one more marquee signing and will sign one more attacking player on loan. He thinks we're going to balance it out that way. Now, this one could actually be potentially the loan signing. So, as I said before, 6 goals in 32 games. I've seen a lot of Newcastle fans go, oh, so what, big deal, who cares? That's actually a better attacking record than every single player on our squad, with the exception of Callum Wilson. And I think Saint-Maximin as well. This kid is only 20 years old, and I mean, 6 goals in 32 in the Premier League, it's not that bad. I think it's fairly decent for someone that age, especially at Southampton as well. And I think Newcastle have actually got a better attack than Southampton. So I think if we were to sign him on a loan deal, just getting him implemented into the squad could actually be quite a good addition. Remember, Chris Wood, 25 million, hasn't hit off the mark really, and this kid has done a better job than him last season. So yeah, I think it's a decent sign if Newcastle do go on for him. Yes, I don't think it's exciting as Ekitike, admittedly, but it doesn't have to be. Just for a loan sign, so Newcastle can make sure the attack is fully solidified in case any more injuries occur this season. I think for one season alone, yeah, I can't fault it, to be honest, especially as well if we do sign the man that is in their title, Diaby. I think this sign could be great just to get in, just to add the squad depth and make sure every single position is filled in. Eddie Howe himself has said he wants at least 2 players in every single position. This is a sort of individual that can just come in there and just make sure the ranks are filled in. But yeah, if we sign the next player, then this guy is just going to add to the squad as well. So yes, I will be for this player. I haven't announced his name because I know for a fact I'm going to get it wrong. But yeah, it looks good. I've seen a bit of him on YouTube. He has a bit of pace to him. Yeah, I'll be all over him, to be honest. Finally, let's talk about the main man himself now, Moussa Diaby, the Leverkusen winger. With that return there by the screen, look at that return last season. That is exceptional. Some of the best returns in Europe right there. And I can't believe there's not many teams actually trying to buy him. I thought, especially with like Ekitike, we saw the amount of football clubs that are popping up linked for this guy in the media. But with Diaby, there doesn't seem to be an awful amount of teams trying to sign him. I don't know why. I haven't watched him, at least I can't just sit here and tell you his individual stats. But that return is exceptional. Like, any team in world football will be over someone with that sort of return in the Bundesliga. Now, I know the Premier League itself, the defences are slimmed down a lot more. I think the back lines, especially in the Bundesliga, are wide open. Wingers can find a lot easier to get in amongst them. I think Jadon Sancho is a good example of a player last season that hasn't performed as well as people would expect in the Premier League. But still, though, £40 million for this individual, you can't say no. And it looks like, according to a lot of reports now, multiple reports coming out and saying that Eddie Howe is in the negotiations with this player and he really wants to see him at Newcastle now. This is a player that's been linked quite a lot throughout the transfer window, but as far as I remember, about a month ago now, a few weeks ago, the player actually came out and said he didn't want to join the football club. So, personally for me, I sort of just tuned this one out of my head. But ever since Botman signed to the club, there's been a lot of reports claiming that because of the signing of Botman, it's actually encouraging this player a bit more to join the club now. I don't know if I entirely believe that, but I do believe this. Money talks in football. I think players' opinions and choices can flip like a switch. If there's a lot of money on the table and if the project is there for the player, I can see players like Diaby want to join Newcastle for the simple fact it's the Premier League. He gets a lot of money, and listen, Newcastle, we are a club out there that's a bit of a... We're no longer a stepping stone now. I do believe that Newcastle is a club that players can stay for the long term and believe that something is going to happen. And potentially in the back of this player's mind, it could do that. Obviously, I'm not Moussa Diaby myself. I couldn't tell you if he wants to join the club or not. But I do believe Newcastle want to sign this player. I'm fully convinced by the reports in the media. Yes, the likes of Sky Sports for Virtual Armando haven't came out yet. But I do believe the amount of reports that came out and the fact that Newcastle need a right winger, and the fact that, again, this relates to what Keith Downey says and could actually add to the comments he's made. Yes, I think this is realistic. I do think it's possible. I'm not going to sit here and say it's going to happen because I don't know that. I'm just going to sit here and tell you that I believe Newcastle will try and sign this individual, and whether we do that or not is another question. But 100% I was saying Diaby. I think he'd be the biggest sign we'll make this summer, even bigger than Botman, despite the fact of how long we took to get him in. I think the attack is always somewhere Newcastle need that mega signing. Wilson is a cracking player, but he gets injured a lot. Saint-Maximin, I think, would be a really good player, but he still needs a bit of work in the final third. And the rest of the attack are just good to average players. Someone like Diaby will come in here and completely transform the squad. I would convincingly put Newcastle down as trying to get a European spot if we signed a player like him. He's that good, and I really do back the club or try and make that sort of signing. But anyway, that's just my thoughts. I'm not going to sit here and try and blow smoke on anyone's backsides. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed watching the video. Now with this costume, my thoughts on it, it's a bit uncomfortable. I'll be honest, I'm not a fan of the mask. My nose is clearly too big for the mask. It's quite hard to breathe at times. And at times when I wear the mask as well, it kind of cuts into the side of my eyes. So yeah, it's not ideal. But obviously, I lost a bit, so that's why I'm wearing a Batman costume. But anyway though, I hope you guys enjoyed watching the video. Let me know your thoughts down below on the 2 attacking targets. Newcastle, as I said in the previous video, I think we're trying to offload before you buy in. But the problem with offloading players is because of Mike Ashley's contracts to former players, the likes of Gill, Clark, Hendrick, these sort of players might just say no. Because they're getting paid a lot of money and they're still on 2 or 3 more years of having a contract in Newcastle, which is just ridiculous. So it's going to be quite hard for Dan Ashworth to offload players. As I said before, it's great at utilising players and getting great strengths out of them. So I'm hoping we can start offload because we have a bloated squad. But yeah, I haven't got any news in those outgoings though, so we'll talk about them another time. By the way guys, take care, thank you for watching. Yes, I will see you all in the next one.